Hello everyone, welcome to my spiritual sanctuary. I am Sandra. Welcome in everyone. Welcome in. I am in Cassadaga for this week's Feng Shui Friday, and I'm sorry that the video did not go out as planned on Friday. I got stuck in an accident, big old accident. Unfortunately, I've been praying for that person who was in that accident. Got stuck in that accident for several hours, which put me behind my schedule, and I was not able to get a video out to you last night as I had planned. However, I did want to get a quick one out to all of you and just say hello. And this week is all about my travels to Cassadaga. And if you are on my email list, then you will see all the information about Cassadaga and how what a beautiful spiritual place that it is. There's lots of people around, so I'm going to try to be quick and brief. I'm sitting in a gazebo in the land of the fairies, and this is a park that they have dedicated to fairies, and so all around me are just all kinds of little fairy houses, and there's a labyrinth right ahead of me, and it's just beautiful here and very natural, and as you can see, it's just a beautiful day today. So if you've never experienced Cassadaga, Florida, I would highly recommend coming here and just looking it up online. It's got a restaurant here called Sinatra's, which is an Italian restaurant, really great food. They do have piano bars there, dueling pianos. They have karaoke. They have the hotel attached to Sinatra's restaurant, and the hotel is haunted, so there is a lot of spirits in there, and that's where the readings are done, and that's where a gift shop is, and you can buy tarot cards, you can buy spiritual crystals, clothes, jewelry, all kinds of things here. And it's just a quaint little town where they have a lot of spiritual classes. So Cassadaga.org, you can check out their classes if they have them online. A lot of them are not online. A lot of them you have to actually be here to experience Cassadaga. They also have on Sundays a Sunday service, and a lyceum at 9:30, and then the Sunday service at 10:30. You can get that on YouTube, and so subscribing to Cassadaga YouTube channel, you would be able to see some of the services that they post there. And there's spiritual mediums here. There's many mediums that do mediumship seances and also mediumship readings. So those of you who want to connect with a deceased loved one, this is the place that they are professionally trained in mediumship. So last night I attended a mediumship and healing class, and it was just really profound. A lot we learned about different styles of mediumship and the way a medium approaches their readings and how the healings are done for those people who are listening to the readings. And it's just so profound how many people are so gifted at this. Most of us do have that inner knowing that we are connecting with our loved ones on the other side, but our conscious mind comes in and tells us, no, I'm just making that up. That's my imagination. I'm here to tell you, no, that's not true. You are connecting, because Spirit is trying to come through you to give you these messages from the other side. And if you are awakened and aware of those subtle messages and symbols and things that come out of nowhere, those are your loved ones trying to connect with you for healing purposes. And a lot of people, they are upset that, they feel like they're, calling in a demon or some kind of negative energy or something like that. And very rarely does that happen. Very rarely. A lot of the souls on the other side are there to help us heal. They're here to help us grow and evolve. And they're here to help us to be healed from the loss and the void that we feel as a result of them being gone. I know for myself, my gifts really opened up way back in 1980 when my husband passed away in a car accident. It was him that came through to give me the guidance and the strength to really move forward along with God, because when you go through such a tragic event of losing your husband at such a young age, 21, or any age, doesn't matter how old you are, somebody as close to you as a husband, a mother, a father, those are life transforming times that we look to something bigger. There's a higher intelligence to help us through these. Why is this person gone? Why has this person been taken out of my life forever? I'll never see them again. And those are the questions that are plagued by those of us who, when we lose a loved one, a lot of times our loved ones on the other side, they do want to come through and help us with that. They do want to come through and give us the reasons and give us a reason to go forward, knowing that our purpose, our life purpose, is not over with, and that we have certain responsibilities that we still have to do in place, and it is not our time to say when that is. Okay, we have to understand and accept and forgive those who have left us, because it was their time to move on into the spiritual realm, into the light, so that they could transcend their soul, so they can be at the right hand of the divine. And I'm not excluding our pets as well. They know when their physical body is no longer serving them, and that's when they opt out, because they know on some level, we all know that is a greater love that comes from knowing that there's more than just the flesh that we have, the human existence. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And when we realize that we are spirit first before we are human, that takes on a whole different energy in our lives, right? It makes us understand that there is a grander purpose that is divinely orchestrated by God. And when we are open to receive those messages from the other side, then that is when we get them. When we have issues and challenges, things come up in our life, when we go within and pray and meditate and ask the divine, what is it that I'm supposed to be learning from all of this? Okay, what is my path forward now that I've lost this person in my life, or I'm going through a divorce, separation, I'm going through the death of a spouse, I'm going through the loss of a job, I'm going through the loss of anything in your life, right? Loss of a child, which could be the hardest thing for a parent to ever go through, okay? We have to see that there's a bigger plan that is unfolding that we don't know. We don't have access to that information at this particular time. We will know. We will understand when it's time. But until then, we just have to keep our chin up and keep moving forward, asking the divine to give us a message, going within and prayer meditation, and asking our angels, our spirit guides, and our deceased loved ones and ancestors for help. Because remember, and I think I've told you this before, is that the angels, guides, and guardians will not intervene in our life unless we ask. We have free will, and they will never, ever cross our boundaries with free will. That is the one gift of being on this earth that we all have, is free will. So what we realize is that because we do have free will, the angels will not intervene unless we ask them to, okay? So feel free to ask your angels for what you want and to give you the messages that you need to move forward in life. And, you know, write them down, keep a gratitude journal, keep a journal of those things that you want to bring in, and, you know, visit places like this. There's energy vortexes all over here, just like there is in other parts of the world. The energy here, these energy vortexes are really strong, okay? So you can have meditations and you can have experiences, get information that you wouldn't normally get in other parts of the world, okay? So if you're feeling stuck, you know, in your life and just feeling like no inspiration, nothing's coming, I don't know what to do, I would highly recommend that you visit a high energy vortex spot and see if that breaks through and you start to receive those messages that you're seeking. Like what's here in Cassadaga now, there's Cassadaga, Florida, but there's also Cassadaga, New York. They do have a camp, which is very much bigger than this one. And that's where the original, the spiritualist camp started. There's Sedona, right? Sedona, Arizona. There's energy vortexes everywhere. So there's in Mount Shasta in California, high energy spiritual place. You know, the mountains, you know, pretty much anywhere that you can go in the mountains is you're going to get a higher perspective on things. You know, it is something that I have explored. I've been to a lot of the sacred sites all over the world, and have experienced the higher energies of getting, you know, information from the divine that I maybe wouldn't have gotten elsewhere. I know one of my really profound experiences was at the gravesite of Saint Francis of Assisi. When I was in Assisi, Italy, staying at Ananda Assisi for a week, visited Saint Francis, Church of Saint Francis, and that's where his coffin is. He's buried. They have him there on the lower level. And I had such a tremendous breakthrough when I was kneeling down at his side of his coffin. I remember feeling an intense feeling of love within me for this saint who was known so well all over the world. There was a lot of things that came out of that experience that I made a lot of changes in my life after that experience, and it really gave me the breakthrough that I was looking for. Now, that may be what you need if you are feeling stuck, or if you're feeling like things are not really moving forward for you, or you're seeking your answers. You know, go to places like Assisi, Italy. Go to places like Cassadaga, and just spend time with quiet contemplation, and know that you are not alone. You are never alone. You always have your guides, your angels, the divine. God is always with you, and therefore you always have your helpers to help you along the way. God never intended you to do this journey by yourself. He always intended you to have help, and that is what the other side is all about. And that's what they teach here in Cassadaga, which is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful feeling to know that there's so much more than we even know, that we've even opened our minds to. I know I just read an article that came down the pike from Uri Geller, because I am studying with Uri in his master class. The Pentagon just released an article, and there were he was talking about how there's more and more aliens coming to the planet, and you know, he was saying how much we don't know that's really happening, and keep an open mind. I just have to say, just keep an open mind that there is more than what we, you know, what do they say? We only use a certain percentage of our brain. There is so much more. And when we open up to more of this unknown, unseen, then we have we have opened up another part of our brain that allows us to bring in information to help us grow and evolve and to be the better versions that we're looking to be in our lives, right? So I just wanted to get this message out. Now, I do in my email newsletter, I talk a little bit about the history of Cassadaga, and I also will talk about there's certain spiritual terms that maybe you're not familiar with, and so I've got a few spiritual terms in there of what they mean, and so that may help you to understand the terminology when we talk about, that mediums talk about, spiritual advisors talk about, people who are in, you know, the spiritual business, and people who are in, like, have a little more of an awakening and awareness to the other side. So I would encourage you to click on the link below and sign up for my newsletter, and then you'll get all of that information. And I am going to go do the labyrinth now, and it's an amazing experience here, and I would highly recommend visiting this place if you can get here. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say for today. I don't have my cards with me, so I'm not going to pull a card for you today, but just know next week we'll be pulling cards, and I have more exciting trips and adventures to share with you as we move on in our Feng Shui Fridays. So until we meet again, I want to wish everybody a wonderful week ahead. Stay blessed and stay in the light. Namaste.